The weekly Idrash. Jacob has a bad reputation for cheating Esau out of his birthright. Preachers called Jacob as deceiving stricter, but is that really the Torah's point? Let's examine this story more carefully. Hey, not too loud. This week Torah portion is TOLDOT, family history. Jonathan, not too loud, please. Jacob made a stew. Esau returns from hunting, exhausted and famished. When he sees the stew, he exclaims, "Please let me have a swallow of that red stuff there, for I am famished." The Hebrew is even more comical. He uses a verb more appropriate to describe slopping the pigs. In this desperation, he cannot quite formulate the word for soup, so he stammers around calling it red stuff. "Quick, slop me some of the red stuff," he begs. Jacob, on the other hand, replies calmly and deliberately, and in clear legal terms, "Sell me as this day. From this day on, your birthright." There are no hidden terms, no fine print, and no deceitful bait and switch. It is a straightforward and honest offer. Esau could have refused. He should have been insulted that Jacob would suggest such a sacrilege. Jacob asked him to forfeit everything that Abraham and Isaac has cherished, the entire covenant, and the land of Canaan, the blessings and the promises, the future destiny of the nation, all for the price of a bowl of soup. Instead of refusing the offer, Esau briefly considered it and accepted the terms. He said, "Behold, that's usually. Behold, I am about to die.
Trop dur, pas les ouvrir.
So,
Je peux pas les ouvrir, je me suis fait mal, ok? Alors viens pas me dire.
Of what use then is the birthright to me?" This was hyperbole. His life was not in danger. He was not about to die. He let his appetite dictate his will. His desire of red stuff, and at the moment outweigh the value of being Isaac's firstborn. But he's really he said I'm about to die. It's not a hyperbole.
It's an hyperbole. He was not dying.
He was not dying.
Dying from hunger, yeah.
Yeah, from hunger.
Yeah,
but
he was not about to
it
die.
was really because he said here.
But in the context, we don't know the context. We just keep the Torah.
Yeah, in
He's
the Torah.
not dying. He's not dying.
I was not dying.
When he faced his brother, he's not dying.
Because he said here, his life was not in danger. He was not about to die.
Yeah.
He let his appetite dictate his will. His desire for red stuff at the moment outweighed the value of being Isaac's firstborn. Whenever we allow our appetites to rule us, we follow in the footsteps of Esau. A disciple of Yeshua should not let his desire for red stuff dictate his decisions. Opportunities to honor or despise his birthright in the kingdom pass before him on a daily basis. He is constantly placed in positions where he must decide between what he craves and what is right. A man controlled by his appetite is a godless man. All forms of materialisms, you see, I have said this. We have spoken this about all forms of materialisms and greed fall into the same category. Some people desire power, control, and prestige. Others will find that physical addictions and substance abuse dictate their decision in life. For many men and women, sexual temptation is in red stuff, for which they are willing to compromise their spiritual birthright. All of these are signs of the spirit of Esau. Yeah. Wow, it's very powerful, this message. Huh? The writer of the book of the Hebrews warn us, let there be no immoral or godless person like Esau, who sold his own birthright for a single meal. For you know that even afterwards, when he desired to inherit the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place for repentance, though he sought for it with tears. Hebrews 12:16-17. Disciples of Yeshua are children of Jacob, not children of Esau. Our animal nature does not rule us. Yes, this is why I was thinking with this really in this week. We belong not to our appetites but to the Master. Our heads must rule our hearts. Food is for the stomach, and the stomach is for food. But Elohim will do away with both of them. Yet the body is not for immorality, but for the Master, and the Master is for the body. 1 Corinthians 6:13. Esau accepted Jacob's offer. The Hebrew of the Torah artfully describes Esau's cavalier exit with a succinct series of one-word verbs. He ate, he drank, he rose, he left, and he despised his birthright. Yes, it's very, very, very good.
It is, and this
Very
really
Very good.
the message in this and this is why your generation, because he give the generation. What is to say? The generation of Esau, because of the father, get lost.
Yeah.
Okay, and they inherit the spiritual bondage of physical interest more than spiritual interest. So spiritually, they are all Edomites.
Yeah.
You see, and
For the physical of all what is earthly things.
yeah,
Yeah, it's true, huh? It's true.
myself, I am.
This is our battle. This is why Shaul spoke about the carnal man and the spirit man.
But when you come, yeah, Shaul is absolutely right, of course. But he was raised in Judaism, so we are not raised in Judaism. We are raised in the world.
Yeah, this is a big
Okay,
big challenge for us.
Yeah, of course, it's a big challenge, because when we come with the honest intention and we come to Jesus, and then we begin to discover that our church is not really what the world say, but it's a kind of mix, and compromise always for the good of the pastors or those who are the head,
Yeah.
and then we are still totally imperfect because we don't have the Torah.
Yeah.
Okay, we are carnal, and then we realize that it's not enough. I have to go more. I have to follow this man Yeshua, not the Jesus, but I have to follow this man who in the. S'il vous plaît.
Yeah, he was asking me. You can have it.
Tu la prends, je vais te l'ouvrir. Tu as l'attraper? Okay. No, it is. We discuss about the parashat Toledo. Toledo means a generation. And this parasha particularity is the battle flesh against spirit. And this is why we see that today is the same. It's carnal versus spiritual. And we have learned from many that people say that Jacob was a deceiver. But in fact, Jacob was more wise than his brother. Because Esau was fixing one point, his belly. And Jacob was not fixing on the belly, he was fixing on the spiritual. Because he knew that his brother Esau is a firstborn. So he used wisdom to make a wise deal between him and his brother. So a soup for an inheritance.
Yeah.
A soup which lead to spiritual death,
Yeah.
and a blessing which lead to eternal life.
So this is what happened to us now. That as I said lately, that we can be easily be bribed with financial things
Not only financial, but
or
with-
money? Because because we are of our personal interest or something, instead to work out to the what Elohim
if there is
must
if-
to do supposed to be.
if in our life there is anything greater than the Torah, then we are in danger one day to fall into a trap. It can be financial, it can be many things, which it can be sexual, it can be many things which can spoil our spiritual life because the Torah is not first.
Like Judas Iscariot.
Judah
He was
Iscariot. Because if Judah Iscariot was thinking he has a plan in order to manipulate Yeshua, but he failed. And there are many such a situation in the. We see the life of Samson, who was trapped by the beautiful pagan lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, his flesh. He follows his flesh.
Yeah.
He doesn't follow his parents. He follows his flesh. And it's the same in the case of Esau. Esau, the picture is really grotesque, ridiculous. This man comes from hunting. Maybe he has run the whole day. He's tired and he's hungry because of all the effort he has made to hunt. And now he comes and he sees his youngest brother cooking. And he thinks just one thing, to fill his stomach.
Yes.
That is the most important, nothing else but the stomach. But his brother knew that there is something for him now. Now is the time.
But it was fair because he said that
Of course he was fair.
he was
fair.
asking. He was asking.
You want it? Okay. You sell me your birthright. It's a deal.
So in other words, if he doesn't sell his birthright, then he cannot eat the soup.
He should have been, first of all, he should have been shocked.
Yeah, of
Say,
course.
what do you ask from me? You are my youngest brother.
Yeah.
May you have more respect for me.
Yeah.
I am the eldest. Give me for your soup.
Yeah.
But I will not in any case sell you the birthright.
Yes.
But I guess that Yaakov knew already the character from his brother.
Yeah.
He knew, today is my opportunity. Today is my time. He knew that. Because he was wise. He was always with his father, learning Torah, learning the instruction of the mighty Elohim.
Yes. He was always in the house. With the mother.
But the brother Esau was always in the field. He was hunting.
Hunting.
And he was with pagans. We know that because after that he will marry pagans woman. He interfered with pagan people. He mingled with them.
Yeah, he mingled and then he went to Ismail. He went to Ismail to marry the daughter
After
of
that,
Ismail.
so we know that he has no scruple. He wants to go his own way.
Yeah.
And this is what we see. In this parasha, we learn that we should be wise. And to be wise is to accept, first of all, that we don't know anything. And the only thing we can know is when we study the Torah. And when the Torah is our priority in life,
Yeah.
then we will have a divine protection. Divine protection. I say also divine. Divine protection because this is a process of Elohim. It is written in Proverbs chapter 3, it is said, do not rely your own insight, your own understanding, trust in your God with all your heart.
Yeah.
But before it say, bind the Torah upon your neck. Bind it upon your neck. This means you are like a necklace. The Torah must be our necklace that we wear with that every day. In order to be protected from all kind of temptation. Temptation are everywhere.
That's what I said to my father before. Because when he began to start to drink and all this go back to the old friends, And what happened when he was about to come back in Bohol, and he had the money, and then when he was in the port, the pier, he was about to, he was being robbed, from these wicked people in the pier. He was robbed, and he took all the money. He took all the money from him. So when he come home and he was still drunk. Oh, what's happened to me? What's happened to you? He told me, oh, I was being robbed like so. So I said, I told you, Father, supposed to be your fence is the Torah. But if you will jump out of the Torah and your fence is now in the world, then you will have no security there, because you will be snatched by the evil in a time. So if you have Torah in you, inside, you keep the ways of Elohim, then you will be protected. So that is your choice. So you have to understand that. So anyway, he was doesn't say anything after that. Doesn't say, when you are drunk.
Yeah. That is sort the problem with the other thing. They are stronger than the Torah.
No.
The Torah is really our protection. And if we want to be, if we want to be under the protection of Elohim, we have to do what He says, and not think that we are better, because we are not. So it is. So we learn from this story to be more wiser than the people from the world. And today we have the inheritance. It means because of one man, failure is out. We see many Edomites running the world because they only look for the material, for materialism, for the luxury, for a position in life. They all want it. They want it, and they forget
material things.
They forget that it is for a very short time. That this time is just a shadow in the life of eternity. It's nothing. Nothing. But they keep going for the glory. Earthly glory was nothing to do with Elohim.
Zero.
But they boast about themselves.
Zero.
Yeah. So this is very interesting to see that the inheritance we have in Yaakov is a great inheritance, which he got from Isaac and from Abraham. You see? So it's up to us now also to give to our children. It's a great privilege to start very young. From the youth.
But you can see, can you imagine Abraham, Esau and Jacob? You see? That's the children of Abraham, but still have an Esau who is carnal man. Choose the way of the earthly things.
We are all confronted with earthly things.
Yeah, of course.
We are all confronted. We are living in this world. We don't belong to this world. We are living in this world. And the danger is that if we don't feed ourselves with the Torah, we will feed us with the world. So there is no other alternative. You don't want the Torah, you have the world.
Yeah.
No choice. No choice in the middle.
Yeah.
You choose Elohim, you choose Satan, because Satan is the God of this world.
Yeah.
No choice.
It's true.
You see?
It's true.